My name is Ruth Carter, and I am the owner of Carter Law Firm in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm making this video tonight to talk a little bit about copyright law as part of my application for South by Southwest. So before I get into the legal issues, let me give my standard disclaimer. I am a lawyer. However, I am not your lawyer. Watching this video does not create an attorney-client relationship with any viewer. If you have specific copyright questions, please consult an attorney in your community. Okay, back to copyright. So as most of you probably know, you get copyright rights when you have an original work of authorship that's fixed in any tangible medium. And those rights are the rights to copy, distribute, display, perform, and the right to make derivative works. And you get those rights the second your work is fixed. So for most of you who create content, that means the second you have a file created on a computer somewhere. So the copyright laws that we have to work with have been in effect since the 1970s. The technologies that we use every day didn't even exist back then. And I know the people who wrote the law weren't even considering these technologies when they were drafting the law. So how do you figure out how you register your work when it was created with a media that wasn't in existence when the law was written? It can be kind of hard. For example, how do you register a blog? You can register each post individually, which is pretty time consuming and gets expensive really fast at 35 bucks a pop. There are ways to register it as a collective work if you know what you're doing. And it's kind of hard to figure out how to do it, even if you know what you're doing. For example, when I first read the law, it made sense to register a blog as a serial work. And then I called the Copyright Office, and they said, yeah, no. Even if your blog looks exactly like a newsletter or a magazine that comes out every week on the same day, kind of like People Magazine. People Magazine can be a serial work. Your blog cannot. However, you can register your blog as a derivative work, which gets kind of complicated really fast because you have to keep track of when you register and when you have to re-register. So what are the benefits of registration? When you register your copyright, you maximize your options for when someone infringes on your copyright. Now, this gets a little tricky because you have to register your work within 3 months of publication or 1 month of learning of the infringement, whichever happens first to maximize your rights. If you register within that window, you can get your attorney's fees paid and statutory damages. And your statutory damages can be up to $150,000 per infringement. If you don't register within that window, you can still sue for copyright infringement and get damages, but you can only get your actual damages, which is how much money you didn't make because the person infringed on your work and how much that person made by infringing on your work, which unfortunately in a lot of cases your damages are pretty low and you still have to pay your attorney on top of that. So in a lot of cases it's not worth it to sue for copyright infringement even if you have a really good case, if you didn't register your work in time. So with all these new digital media that are in existence now and are going to be rolling out in the future, it's important to know how you register your work and that you do it so that when infringement happens, you maximize your rights, whether you want to sue them or send a cease and desist letter or see if you can send a DMCA takedown